Hey joystick jockeys, we're back on Unbridled, that horse game, and on this episode we're talking about resources and where to find them. This right here is fresh alfalfa. You can also grow it in your garden, but as you start out you're probably going to be getting most of it through harvesting. So this is what it looks like. It's a little bit easier than nettle to find, just because of the purple. It can still be difficult. And you can find it on your mini-map by this white symbol right here. Will show you where there's alfalfa to be picked. And I do rely on this mini-map. I do rely on this mini-map a lot to find out where it is. And you can find it all over your ranch. Mostly in these open grassy parts. Here. And this one right here. A little bit towards this side of the pasture, and there are a few inside the pasture as well. So you can find a few over here, a few inside here. And the other thing we have to look for is nettle, which looks like this. They usually grow around buildings, but they can, there are a few patches in the riding school, which is more open. And on the small mini-map, you can see it as these green symbols right here. So, the fresh alfalfa is used to make alfalfa hay for your horses to eat. It's also used in one of the quests in the village, Useful Herbs, where it requires nettle and alfalfa hay. So you want to be gathering these as much as you can, so you always have some on hand to turn in for those lucrative jobs. And over here, in this patch of this field right next to your house, see there's even like 3 or 4 right here. There's usually a lot of alfalfa in this area right here. Oops. The hitbox is a little bit finicky on how you line up to it and how close you get. Oh, I won't be going all the way back, but back here, behind the riding arena by the round pen, in the grasses around it, there's usually, you can maybe find 1 or 2 alfalfa around the round pen. Not often enough for me to go to it specifically. There might be some alfalfa up in front of your stables there, in the grass patch up there. Not a whole lot, not as much as shows up, I'll see right here, in these patches up here. But you might find a few strays back there. Occasionally there's 1 or 2 that pop up on this side of your garden fence. Almost like right along the fence, they can show up. I did find 1 alfalfa back there by the apple tree. And there's usually 1 alfalfa around this area too, in the front of your house. Next, I'm going to show you where all the nettle is at the riding school. So when you load in, there's always these ones right here, 3 right in the center circle that you want to pick up. Even on days where you're not going out of your way to get nettle, these are 3 easy ones to get. And the rest of them, I will actually get on Champ for this one so we can show us around a little bit faster. I'm not going to pick the nettle this time. So the bulk of the nettle that shows up will show up right here in this grass patch. And also on the other side. from here on over. Let's see how many there are. And the other side looks like that too. There are some in here, if you're looking at the mini-map. There's a couple in the grass patch by the round pen. As we get here, it's gonna be like a line of them through this grass patch right here. You can see them as we're running through them. And there's more back this way. A couple here, a couple here. And inside these paddocks, there's like a circle. Like in this paddock right here, there's a circle of nettle. And the same thing for that one. So you pretty much go right around in a circle to get them all. And as we come back here, we get back to our starting point. You can kind of see... Oops. That tree jumped right up in front of me. You can kind of see how there's like some strays back here, not a whole lot, especially not where we started from. So the bulk of them, if you have to like really target and just do the minimal, I would say pick the ones here and pick the ones here, and that should be quite enough. Alright. On to the camping ground. Okay. Also gonna get on Champ to show us around. I do ride him for most of this portion while I go through this routine, but as it gets more prudent to just run around on foot, he ends up doing his own thing. So we won't find any alfalfa or nettle here, but we will find these trees here that can be chopped. You can tell which ones that can be chopped by this blue striped tape around them. So we will chop the trees, and then we pick it up. We have to walk over them in order to pick it up. I learned that the hard way. And then we'll be chopping trees and mining ores, and in order to do that, you need to have the common axe and the common pickaxe and have them equipped in these tool slots. You don't have to hold them in your hand, they just have to be in these slots. And you can buy them from the blacksmith in town. Alright, Champ, let's go. Now, just around the campsite itself, there are 4 trees. There's the second one. Here's the third. And back here is the fourth. These are the basic ones that you can find and, oops, chop. Okay. Then once you get those 4 chopped, come this way, and you follow the path, more or less. And you can see your first iron ore deposit right here. And like the wood, you have to step over them to pick them up. Check all around the ore, because sometimes they get stuck here on the back. Now, you can see a couple different paths to go. I usually follow the outside path here. That takes us to these 4 deposits. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where Champ usually get dropped off, and I start going on foot. 2 more iron ore deposits. I just follow this curve right around. You can chop this tree now or come back for it. Oops. I do believe that was a chopping tree. Yep. That's another tree to chop. These two are not. Oh wait, this one is. Okay, sometimes you have to get kind of close to see the blue tape spawn in. Another iron ore. I usually come right around this way. You know that tree is one you can chop, and that's an iron ore right there. When I get done with those... Okay, here it is. This iron ore is the next one I do. You have to come over that ridge. Then I just follow this down. There's a few trees to get. A tree right here. Tree right here. Another tree, and at this point it's kind of one back there, maybe. It's kind of easy to follow this path coming right along here. Oops. I said I timed it right. Why didn't you jump it? Okay. Another tree. Alright, I'm gonna try that one. Another tree. Then at the end of this path here, we see... Ooh. Okay, I couldn't tell if that was a chopping tree. Guess not. We do get to our last ore deposit. And that pretty much sums up, I may have missed one or two trees, but that was the bulk of the route. And so, that's all the resources and where to find them. I use these for crafting, for selling, for jobs. And I hope this helps you in your own journey for sticking to the grind and working towards your golden ticket horses. So, I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for trotting by.
Through trials under the blazing sun, pushing limits, the journey's just begun.